So, before we make our rounds, we have a few codex entries I want to play for you guys.
Biotics is the ability of the Mars archives describe a superweapon that the Alliance has named the Crucible, which exploits the technology of mass effect relays. Beyond the basic principles, however, researchers know little about how the weapon actually works. One popular theory suggests that since relays can transfer matter and energy across the galaxy with little regard for distance, it may be possible to create a weapon for which range is barely a factor. Duplicating the advanced science used to build the relays has proven difficult, however. If the Crucible were completed, the challenge would become tuning the weapon to kill a Reaper halfway across the galaxy without inflicting unthinkable levels of collateral damage. What is clear is that the Crucible's construction is a massive effort, drawing resources from throughout explored space. Staggering financial costs have been disregarded in the common effort to create something, anything, that can stop the Reapers. The John Grissom Academy, alternating between large oceans and land masses covered in flora. The Solarian homeworld Surkesh is known for its humid climate and lush vegetation. As with the rainforests that once covered Earth, the planet's many forests enjoy a rich biodiversity. The Solarian desire for intellectual stimulation drove them long ago to explore every aspect of their environment, developing ways to thrive without consequences detrimental to their habitat. The areas near major cities and industrial centers are meticulously maintained, with an eye towards ensuring that sunlight penetrates to the ground level, and that established paths through the jungle are kept clear for travel. Burngrass, a soil-enriching and adaptable weed native to Surkesh, has become a major export because of its value for terraforming. Admiral Stephen Hackett, Dr. Morden Solis, is a master geneticist and former operative for the Solarian Special Tasks Group. Dr. Solis is well known for his work in perpetuating the genophage, a biological weapon that almost completely sterilized the Krogan species. He eventually left the STG to open a clinic on Omega, where his combat skills kept the clinic safe and operational amid Omega's lawless society. In 2185, Commander Shepard recruited Dr. Solis to research the Collectors and the Reapers. He was a member of the Normandy crew that traveled beyond the Omega-4 relay to attack the Collectors. He survived the mission, but his current whereabouts are unknown.
I'm pretty sure we know where his current whereabouts are. Hanar and Trell forces. Kirahi. And Solarian special tasks.
Commander.
You said one of your ships had gone missing.
Crashed, actually. I couldn't speak in front of the Krogan. Our ship went down on Tuchanka. Now they're pinned by an advanced guard of Reapers scouting the planet.
What are your men doing there?
I'm sorry. That's classified. But it's vital they be rescued. They must complete their original mission. It's a matter of galactic peace.
I'll do what I can.
I appreciate your help and understanding.
The Solarian Dalatrass worries about what the Krogan will do once they're cured. How do you feel?
It won't matter if we don't stop the Reapers, but I understand her doubts. The moon you found me on? That's where we made our last stand against the Krogan during the rebellions. They were that relentless.
How did it turn out?
The Krogan started using asteroids as weapons, directing them against our colonies. We had no choice. The genophage was our last resort. So yes, Krogan intentions after this war will be a serious concern, but I'd rather have a grateful ally than a resentful enemy.
Reaching out to the Krogan for help must be difficult for you.
We can't allow the mistakes of our past to cloud the future. Your race and mine were once enemies. The first contact war, as you call it. I was there, dodging shells fired by your navy. But look at us now. standing in a ship of Turian human design, working together.
I love how he puts that. That perspective of, that was then, and look at where we are now. Just really, really nice perspective there. And of course, he said what I said. It's like, well, it's not going to matter if we don't stop the Reapers,
Your men that crashed on Tachanka, how many are there?
A platoon.
You said their mission was a matter of galactic peace. Why?
I'm sorry, Commander. As I said, it's highly classified.
That's the one thing about Victus I don't like.
Look, if you want me to put my ass on the line, I need answers.
I can't tell you. Please understand.
Him not telling Rex, I kind of understand.
Tarquin Victus.
Sort of.
He'll be your contact.
Victus?
My son. I needed someone I could trust completely.
That's all.
Of course, Commander.
But him not telling Shepard, that doesn't make any sense to me. He could just say, they're there because our people put a bomb there centuries ago in case the Krogans decide to do anything, and now Cerberus has it. And they will probably set it off, and we don't have any intention of doing so now. But we can't exactly discreetly remove it. So that's why they're there, to try and take it back and disable it. I'm just saying, I do understand the fact that he says it's classified intel, and, telling somebody like, someone who's not part of your military classified intel is a very, very serious offense. Like, even in real life, if you were to ask, if you were to ask somebody who's, actually involved in the military or the government, go ahead and ask them, what would be the penalty or punishment for, say, spreading classified intel to just, say, some civilians? Not even, people who are part of a separate government, or, a separate country or something, but just, a citizen of that same country or government. What do you think, what do you think they would tell you? It's considered a serious offense. So I can understand that part where he's like, look, this is classified intel as part of my government. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is. Because he probably would get repercussions. Even though he's the Primarch, he's not exactly the head of all the Turian people. He's mainly just helping negotiate, as part of their hierarchy. So he could still get reprimanded for it. But in a situation like this, sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules. And it's not like Shepard's going to be like, hey, guess what your Primarch told me? Maybe you should reprimand him and punish him for it. No. Come on.
Hell of a show down there on Sirkesh. Just like the old days, Shepard. Right down to me pulling your ass out of the fire.
I was the one with bullets flying at me.
And I gave you the moral support to dodge them.
Uh-huh. You said one of your squads is missing.
They were scouting out the Rachni relay. We've heard rumors of trouble in the area.
Rachni?
Thought that might get your attention. I have a favor to ask. It's big.
Don't tell me they're back.
All I know for sure is our scouts went silent as soon as they arrived. I've got Aralak Company, my best unit, on standby. You give the word, and they'll meet you there.
I'll see what I can do.
Get on it, Shepard.
I still don't really get why he would be so secretive about that towards Victus. It's not like... I really don't get why he's like, oh, I don't want the Turians finding out about that. Why?
How could there be trouble with the Rachni? They were all but extinct. The last queen promised to disappear forever or be destroyed.
I know, I was there. I've got a bad feeling about this. May not be Rachni, but maybe it is. Could be another invasion. If they're crawling out from under some rock, you know how bad it could get. We need to stop them.
What will you do after the genophage is cured?
Once we deal with the Reapers, most Krogan will want to settle a score with the Turians and Solarians. I won't let them. That isn't our path forward. This time will be different.
Rex, it would have been nice if you had just said that to the Dalatras, or just let them know that that's your plan, that you're not going to allow the Krogan to want to get revenge and such. I'm just saying, they probably would have liked to have heard that.
lot of people will be relieved to hear that. No one wants to repeat history.
They know we'd probably win this time. But war has never brought us anything except misery. It's time to focus on rebuilding.
What's the situation back on Tachanka?
I'm still getting scattered reports of Reaper forces arriving. Something big is brewing. I won't let those things take Tuchanka. Not when we're about to cure the genophage. My people have had enough bad luck in our time.
Back on Sirkesh, it looked like the female Krogan could hold her own.
Our females don't lack for spirit. For males, a good show of force sorts things out. But females like to talk about it. Then think about it. Then talk about it some more. That's...
Believe it or not, we sometimes have good ideas, Rex. You should try listening.
Yeah, but our women have so many of them. So sometimes I tend to listen and... Well, let's just say Krogan females have tempers too.
Obviously, that dialogue is a tad bit different based on what gender you're playing. The fact that he said that and then he immediately said it to my FemShep, no offense, because, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, we have some good ideas sometimes, I just love that there's that slight difference there, that there are times where it's like acknowledging what gender your character is.
That's it for now, Rex. Let's get back to work.
Anytime. And Shepard, I like what you've done with the Normandy. Got tired of always hanging around the cargo bay before. I still don't have a window like Liara does, but it's progress. Wish I could knock some heads around with you, but duty calls. If the Solarian says my DNA's important, who am I to argue?
I don't know about that. From what I understand, once you get to this point or close to it, he can actually join.
World secured better.
Nah, they were solid. Servers.
Commander, nice to see you again.
How are you settling in, Trainer?
I actually feel somewhat useful. It's been challenging to integrate data feeds for the War Summit.
How are the systems holding?
Well, I'm glad we performed stress tests.
Specialist Trainer has been extremely helpful. The accuracy of our war room data is a direct result of her work.
Thank you, Edie. I'm still getting used to all of this. In the lab, we'd hoard everything, piles of tech everywhere. Out here, it's like living out of a shoebox.
Life on an active ship always feels crowded at first. You'll get used to it.
Oh, it's not a bad thing. I've got no problems getting cozy. This is wonderful. Back in the lab, we had to hoard because we had no budget. Now, Edie, Ariake Tech uses a proprietary smart processing algorithm that could clean up our long-range data. Can we license it?
We can. Analyzing and applying the upgrade now. The algorithm should reduce long-range strategic combat data analysis time by 3%.
Impressive.
If it means getting the equipment I need, I can quite happily live out of a shoebox.
I mean, being able to just be like, hey, Edie, we could use this. Can you do it? And she's like, yeah, sure, done. Yeah, who wouldn't love that? The new Tech Edie license works like a charm. I could learn to like this ship. Shepard, where's my lab? Using medbay, but changed to room layout. Very confusing. Sirkesh had some impressive secret technology. Hopefully they didn't mind me taking a few scans. You weren't there, Liara. Unless you were doing scans from the ship, like, let me kind of do these long-range scans. Solarians used to lick their eyes in my cycle. Now they shoot guns? You, me, and Rex. Just like old times. Too bad it took the Reapers to make it happen. Asked around about that Turian team on Tuchanka, but got stonewalled. Whatever it is, it's big. Shepard, after scanning through 251,923,596 files, I have located redacted data regarding the word Antillian and its usage. Antillian is a star system in Solarian-occupied space, and it is little known and appears to have minimal strategic value. We do not have its precise location, as it has been removed from the Citadel's databanks, but there is additional information regarding this system. After scanning my databanks, I found news articles written by the now defunct Cerberus Daily News Network. These reveal that a first contact scenario played out in Antillion with an alien space ark. The vessel was occupied by a digitized species trapped within a virtual world that the media dubbed virtual aliens. CDN was never at the forefront of a journalistic integrity, but there are corroborating conspiracy theories that date back to the time when the stories were first published. These theories rarely feel linked to reality, yet it is telling that there appears to have been a systematic cover-up of anything to do with this event across the extranet. This would indicate that there could be truth to some conspiracy theories surrounding the system and these virtual aliens. If you wish to know more, I will forward the relevant news articles to Liara's terminal. Alright, authorize. Farron! Hi, Shepard. It's been a while. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad to hear you made it off Earth, and that Liara is with you. Getting off our old ship was the best thing that we could have done. I can't tell you how sick I was of that cabin, and of tripping over that drone. I don't even know how it kept finding me in a ship that big, even after I turned off its tracking. I dug up some interesting information for you. Talk with Glyph and to sort out the data. I hope it helps, Shepard. It's getting rough out there. Commander, it was a pleasure seeing you again on Surkesh, even if the circumstances were less than ideal. It seems fate has decided our meetings coincide with galactic threats. So be it. To that end, I want to reiterate that STG will be there to help when the need arises, regardless of the political climate. You were there for us in our hour of need. We look forward to returning the favor. Best of luck. Major Karahi, 3rd Infiltration Regiment, Special Task Group. Very nice. An audio stream sent by one of your fellow Spectres. Whoops. Alright, hold on. Aha! There he is. Yeah. There we go. Now Rex can actually be part of the team. Ta-da! There he is. Woo! No appearances. Sad. Oh well. It's funny. It's a shame that it can only be 2 at a time, but I do understand the fact that they were trying to basically get to work within the already existing interface. Kudos to the, can I just say, I hope you guys have been enjoying this modded run, seeing me try to use these runs and kind of experience using them for the first time, seeing how effective they are, how well they work. Kind of like a, hey, this is me playing with these mods, and, for you to go check out, endorse it, and find them on the Nexus mod site. There's even some others I still want to try and get to work, but we'll see whether or not it ends up working out that way. So, yeah. Like I said, we gotta make our rounds, so...
Krogan and the Turians really should get behind the Alliance. They've got so much in common, like shooting things and not wanting to die, and... no, that's about it. So, bringing the Krogan to a war summit went well? You want me to invite the Batarians too? Or the Vorcha?
Building alliances is the only way we stand a chance against the Reapers.
Yeah, but the Krogan? I'd feel better if we had a tighter plan, like time travel or teaching the Reapers to love. Still, good to have Morden back. The bad guys shouldn't get the monopoly on mad scientists. Commander?
It is good you came by. I have questions about the genophage.
You and everyone else.
What do you need, Edie?
A Krogan female of breeding age can produce clutches of up to 1,000 fertilized eggs over the course of a year. There are over 1 billion females on Tuchanka. If even 1% become fully fertile, they can birth 10 billion infants.
On Earth, bugs have a lot of young too. Most of them die.
The attrition rate would naturally be high, but the state has an interest in keeping the children alive for warfare purposes.
Any other cheerful thoughts?
Logistics. Even were they to side with us, transporting the Krogan to the battlefield of Palaven could prove difficult. They have been demilitarized. That is, they have no warships.
What do you suggest?
They will need Turian or civilian starships to carry them to battle. With your permission, I will make the necessary calls to have these ships in place for when you deliver the Krogan.
Do it. Anything else?
Food. They will be unable to eat anything on Palaven. They must bring their own or rely on the nutrients in their humps.
This keeps getting better and better.
The Krogan will also require sedatives, since Krogan fight with others of their kind in enclosed spaces such as starships.
Make it happen. Are there any last things you're worried about?
Nothing that demands your attention, Shepard. Morton sent me a nicely crafted message. It seems he recalls our conversations about the Solarian equivalent of transhumans.
If I could, I'd stop you right there.
Transhumans have some of their brain's abilities, such as memory, supplemented or entirely replaced by cybernetics. Legal definitions vary from planet to planet. The Solarians embrace the concept. Humans have diverse and contentious opinions.
Do my implants make me a transhuman?
That would be telling.
What?
I'm sorry. That was a joke. You are fully human. Cerberus extensively reconstructed you, but your brain functions are organic.
Don't ever do that again.
Hello, Shepard.
I love the way she's like, don't ever do that again.
Got new reports of Cerberus activity on Tuchanka. I've marked it on the galaxy map.
We'll take care of that later. You good dog. Alright. See if it... Ah! More fish! Ooh. More metagel. Okay. Models. Where's the thing that just automatically feeds my fish? Can upgrade these weapons now. The pistol that we saw Kira use, where Garrus was like, why don't I have one of those? And I was going to be like, because I can't equip pistols on you, Garrus. I don't recall how much I've ever actually tried using the Raptor. I don't remember how far I got playing around with my infiltrator.
Wonder what the hell Cerberus was up to on Surkesh. I hear we're headed to Tuchanka. Would love to see how things turn out. I'm just saying. Rex is a badass. I bet he's got some real interesting stories to tell.
Oh, you have no idea.
More than something else. His mouth moves faster than a frog on a hot rock in the middle of summer.
Yep, now you know how we felt when we first met him.
Hey.
I like how we're like James, Morden, and Rex. Morden Rex is James. I'll mess around with my armor in between videos before we do our next mission.
Why are you so interested in my people, Asari?
Protheans are always an enigma, a mystery to solve. I wanted to know what happened to your civilization. Why did such an enlightened race disappear?
Enlightened?
Well, it seemed that way.
And now that I am here,
I wonder what it's like waking up 50,000 years later to a new galaxy.
I believe this cycle cares too much about what other species think. Krogan, Turian, Solarian, all were primitives in my time. What good does their help do now?
We can't win this war on our own.
Then demand their help. Do not indulge their selfish requests. What will saving one Krogan matter?
If only it were that simple.
If they get in your way, destroy them.
Excuse me?
I apologize. The previous occupant of this room left traces of himself. I have absorbed some of them.
Yes, Grunt.
He was a strong one. Maybe it's best if I let you recover.
That would be best. Did I mention Solarians used to lick their eyes? How far they have come. The Mordin Solarian asked if he could dissect me. I approved, but only if he could defeat me in combat first. His reply was problematic. Then he left. I do not understand that one. This Cerberus, I do not understand why your own kind would oppose you. They will bleed the same as everyone if the Reapers are not stopped.
Yeah, well.
The Rex Krogan offered me a job. He said whenever I tired of the easy life of luxury on the Normandy, he would give me something real to shoot at.
Yeah, I think you two would get along.
Yes.
But yeah, Javik. If only it were that simple.
Commander?
All good, Commander.
No new upgrades there. Where's Adams? Oh, he's in the crew quarters with Chakwas. I guess the two of them are catching up.
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
You're saying we don't need Terra Nova.
Lose 1 colony, save 5. That's the math.
You know what the commander did for us? The colony?
Yes. I was on a little thing called the news.
You think you can fly on this ship, sit next to us at chow time, and then broadcast something like that? That's traitorous.
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
You're saying we don't need Terra Nova.
Lose 1 colony, save 5. That's the math.
You know what the commander did for us? The colony?
Yes. I was on a little thing called the news.
Huh. I didn't catch that Copeland here was actually on Terra Nova in that DLC from the first game.
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
You're saying we don't need Terra Nova.
Lose 1 colony, save 5. That's the math.
You know what the commander did for us?
You know what's funny?
Yes.
Is that later on, we're going to have kind of a similar conversation with Garrus in this game, where he talks about the cold calculus of war. And I believe it's something along the lines of like 10 million die here so that 20 billion over there can live. Is that something that's okay? It's just kind of something that's always stuck with me, that term and phrase he's used about the cold calculus of war and dealing with something like this. The idea here of having 1 colony sacrificed so that 5 others can live. And for some people, that's a simple black and white, kind of issue. But to me, it's more complicated than that. It's more gray in that regard. Because it's not really just a simple, just like, oh yeah, this really is something that you'd have to think about and consider. Which is why I'm kind of torn on this decision here. Because there is that whole, we went through that trouble of stopping the asteroid to save Terra Nova in the falling, what was it called? Falling Down the Sky or some, whatever it was called. The DLC from the first game where we stopped the Batarians from destroying Terra Nova. With the asteroid, that one. So there is that. But the idea that, if we're at a point where the Reapers would destroy that one, and in doing so, it provides time to be able to save the people of 5 others. It's not an easy choice, and it really shouldn't be, And sometimes tough, hard choices have to be made. As much as you don't want to, But there's also another aspect to this. I'm okay with Allers, there's plenty of people that are quote unquote reporters or such, or writers or columnists, and a lot of them do opinion pieces, not necessarily reporting like this is the news and these are the facts. Some just have pieces and segments where they can just give their own opinion on things. And whether you agree with it or not, everyone has the right to their own opinion. And I also am kind of getting a little irritated by Copeland kind of stepping out here, and probably more so than he should be or allowed to be.
Called the news.
Stand down, yeoman. She's allowed to voice her opinion until I disallow it.
Aye, aye, Commander. But how does she get to say whatever she wants to the whole galaxy and there's no other side?
I'll be clear that the opinion expressed is just my own.
Well, okay. It's not great, but okay.
Yeah, gotta give her a little bit of a chance to be a little bit more clear with her opinion. Instead of, just throwing it out there without any extra context or anything.
I can't imagine anything so traumatic. You sure you're okay, Karen?
I wouldn't wish a collector abduction on my worst enemy. But it's behind me now. I'm fine. But it makes me think of Earth and all the other Reaper-occupied worlds. What are the Reapers doing to the people who live on all those worlds? As we sit here, enjoying our coffee. How many souls are in agony this very moment? Millions? Billions? Oh, Greg. I lied. I'm not fine.
Everything okay in the medbay?
Yes. Morden would just like some space to work with Eve.
He kicked you out?
Oh, no. I just felt I was getting in his way. I'll return when I'm needed.
Hello, Commander.
Commander.
Poor Chakwas. That's another one of those moments from that voice actress. I think she does a really good job. You could hear that the more she talked about it, the more emotional she started to get, to the point where she then immediately and eventually confessed, I lied. I'm not fine. I'm not okay.
So, Liara, still relying on the Protheans for all the answers?
It will work, Rex. We just need to finish building the Crucible. Although I'd be interested to learn how you found out about it.
Wasn't that hard. Lucky you keep its location more secret than the fact it exists.
And I'm sure you'll do a good job of both, being so famous for your discretion.
My lips are sealed.
Oh my. Go through this in slow motion in case you want to read it. It looks like it's from a Hanar. I was calling every supply depot stationed around the Crucible to find enough pure platinum for the Crucible's primary trigger inlay. We barely had enough left to coat a coffee maker. An hour later, our ship pulled up with 16 tons of platinum, courtesy of the Shadow Broker. Then it flew away to scavenge more materials for the project. The ship's captain emailed me later, saying the broker would stay in touch with our needs. That's great, but I'm checking my computer for bugs. If what Jabek says is true, his people were imperialists who left the rest of the galaxy quaking in terror. And I think he would have sacrificed all of us without a thought if it could bring them all back again. I reviewed my old notes today. They're so childish. Did we romanticize the Protheans because we were dazzled by the technology they left behind? Are these really the people that I dedicated my life to studying? Ah, poor Liara. Here are the notes about Antillion. It has to do with that suspicious terminal that we were reading about back on Surkesh. I'll try to more slowly scroll through it, just to let you guys go ahead and read it if you want to have a bit more extra context on this.
Thanks for coming by.
Shepard, they say female Krogan have a thing for guys with scars.
So I've heard.
I've got a few, myself. Here's hoping nobody's planning an arranged marriage to cement this deal. I have to say, I admire Eve. The things she must have endured living with the genophage. And now, to top it all off, she's her people's last hope. Imagine the pressure. Takes real courage to face that. I hope we can measure up. I guess we're at war with Cerberus now, huh? I've never actually seen a female Krogan. Seems like they're the real brains on Tuchanka. Good to see Morden still alive and kicking, and still finding new ways to cause trouble. Not right now.
Now let's go talk to Morden and Eve.
Aware Krogan females find scars attractive. Garrus loyal, reasonably intelligent, bit aggressive, almost like Krogan.
For the third time, Doctor, I'm not interested.
Ah, Shepard. We were just...
Are you okay?
I'm fine, Rex. You can relax.
Can't be too careful, or put any faith in Solarian doctors.
This one is different.
Is he? What's that?
Simple blood test.
What kind?
Kind that ends the genophage. Shepard, please. Distraction's counterproductive, also affecting comfort of patient.
He's okay, Rex. I trust him.
He was your inside source, Rex. You can trust him.
Solarians have minds like a maze. You never know when they're leading you into a trap.
Trap? Eve's release my doing. Would never have known about her if not for me.
That was then. But she's out now. And if she gets hurt, I'll feel it.
Understand. But my patient, my responsibility. Her welfare a priority. Will not allow her to be compromised by anyone.
You got a quad, Doctor. Keep her safe. Our females have endured enough.
Don't forget, still need your tissue sample.
I'll be back.
Common phobia. Fear of needles.
Or Solarian doctors.
Now have work to do. Prefer females of the species. Maybe with an inhibitor. Shepard, work complete.
Sorry.
Indicate significant stress on Eve's system. Malin's data thorough. Fortunately detailed as well. Have used notes to improve her condition.
I forgot that there is some dialogue when you're not chatting with either of them between the two of them. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to cut that off. I didn't realize it was actually going to happen there. Sorry.
How's she doing?
No fever currently. Heart rate elevated. Likely stress. Eating appropriately. Could use another blanket. Something soft. Prefer to let her recover fully before synthesizing cure. My medical recommendation.
My people don't have time for that.
Her opinion, somewhat different.
You care about her.
My patient. My responsibility. Found her at STG base. 3 doctors injured trying to restrain her. Undid arm restraints. Didn't resist when she grabbed me. Promised to help her. She said, please.
So we did the right thing by saving the data?
Indeed. Would be much harder to treat Eve without it. Maybe impossible.
And all those experiments we saw back on Tuchanka?
Monstrous, repulsive, but now with purpose. Victims didn't die for nothing.
So the end justifies the means.
Not my means.
But you're using the data, encouraging more experiments like Malin's.
Encouragement irrelevant. Will always be scientists willing to perform unethical tests. Can't change that. But can help Eve. Can cure genophage. Won't ignore data vital to her survival because of unethical origins.
As always, Morden has a very interesting response to these kind of issues, because you know that's one of the main issues that people have with this. But Morden had what I thought was a very good response. He's like, look, there will always be scientists willing to do those kinds of horrible experiments. I can't change that. That's not something I can control. No matter what I do with this, it's always going to happen regardless.
Any word on Malin himself?
No. Ordered teams to search for him when trying to help Eve. Nothing so far. Large galaxy, lots of places to hide. Could already be dead for all we know. Would kill him now if possible, unless he could help.
Have you determined why she's immune?
Genophage targeted hormone production during pregnancy. Modification project used same modality. Her immunity, totally different. Targeted glands now obsolete, like human appendix. Other glands mutated to produce proper hormones, enable viable birth. Also explains her weakness. Gland substitution imperfect. Health trouble.
You think you can make this work for all Krogan?
Yes. We'll use Eve's tissue to produce mutagen, alter gland function across entire species. Must improve mutagen as well, tune hormone production. Long-term illness for all Krogan otherwise.
You always defended your genophage work. What changed your mind?
Never change mind. Genophage proper decision at time. New circumstances necessitate course correction.
Those circumstances being?
Reaper invasion. Turians doomed without Krogan support. Krogan need unified threat, outlet for aggression. Cooperative symbiosis.
Nothing else? No personal stake here?
Getting old, Shepard. Not many years left, but still best candidate for project. Few Solarian scientists interested in genophage. None with my expertise. Had to be me.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
Possibly. Stakes too high for inexperience. But not about them. My work. My job to put it right. To prove I can.
Remember that for later.
Nice talking with you, Morden.
Thank you, Shepard. Glad to be back.
You planning to stick around when this is over?
Until Reaper's dealt with, at least. Then, not sure. Haven't made impact on Galaxy. Genophage modification, genophage cure, work against collectors, decisions, mistakes. Might go somewhere sunny, sit on beach, look at ocean, collect seashells.
You go crazy inside an hour.
Might run tests on the seashells.
Waiting to see about the dialogue here. But what he was talking about you know, when he defended the work and how he viewed it. Let's just say that when I do my Renegade run and we try to do the thing, because as I've said before, Morden can survive the events of this game, but you have to have the right pieces in place. You have to make the correct decisions, otherwise he won't survive. But when you confront him about it, he eventually just kind of has an outburst about how he really feels about the whole thing. Deep down. Because he's still not exactly being entirely open about it. It's not until he has that outburst that it became clear to me how he really feels about it. And we don't get to have it in this Paragon run. But we do get it if we do a Renegade run, because that's basically the only way for him to survive. Are they not going to do that dialogue? Come on. There's some very cute dialogue that happens between them if you just kind of chill here and don't interrupt them. And I unfortunately may have interrupted a bit of it. That's unfortunate.
Thank you for saving my life, Commander. I didn't think the Krogan had any allies left in the galaxy.
We owe a lot to you, even if most people have forgotten that.
They can be forgiven. Our actions have hardly inspired friendship.
Part of being friends is knowing each other's name. I feel bad that I don't know yours.
I surrendered it the day I became a shaman of the female clan. I belong to my sisters now. But perhaps one day, when this is over, you can...
And we do.
I didn't realize the Krogan had female shamans.
Wisdom comes from pain, and the genophage has made us very wise. Rather than surrender to despair, a few of us chose to preserve the ancient ways. We safeguard our culture, our knowledge, our secrets. So when our children live again, the Krogan will flourish.
How were you initiated?
You're locked in a cave for 7 days with just enough food to last. On the 8th, you'll starve.
What does that prove?
Your resolve. Every acolyte is given a chance. You either claw your way out through the rock with your bare hands, or you die.
How did you make it out alive?
I started digging the wrong way. I was in complete darkness. Nothing other than my own heartbeat to sustain me.
What happened?
I found this. A simple crystal, but it became my chisel. Take it as a reminder, Commander. In the darkest hour, there is always a way out.
That's a brutal initiation.
But an illuminating one. You learn to appreciate the light by living in the dark.
If you don't mind me asking, what's it been like living with the genophage?
I knew sisters who couldn't bear the shame of being infertile. They would wander off into the wastelands, hoping a thresher maw would kill them and end their torment.
Did the thought ever cross your mind?
Yes. After my first stillborn.
See, this is the stuff we don't hear about from the other races when they talk about how horrible the Krogan were when it comes to, all this stuff and, about why the genophage is a good thing and why it's necessary. This is the stuff they either don't tell us or they just don't know about. They don't know about the other side of it, about all these females that literally wander out hoping to die because they just can't bear living with it.
What kept you from ending your own life?
When my child didn't draw breath, that's when my life truly began. The genophage forces us to live on hope alone. There is nothing else. There is no reason to exist other than the hope that the next day will bring change. And if it doesn't, there is always the next.
How do you think things will change after the genophage is cured?
Our species will find its balance again. Females will help shape the future, like in the ancient days, before we were just pawns of power-hungry males.
Most seem hell-bent on shooting anything that looks at them wrong.
What else is there for them to do? Because of the genophage, they become wandering killers, seeking targets to justify their existence, excuses to earn them honor.
How'd you get involved in Malin's experiments?
The other females and I volunteered. We heard Malin was trying to cure the genophage for Clan Weirlock.
Aren't they a rival clan?
Rivalries are the invention of the males. Under their rule, Tachanka has laid in ruins for over 1,000 years. It's time females took back our place in society and resurrected our future. Malin was our best hope.
Would you go to Malin again?
Absolutely. It only takes one candle to light a fire, and then the darkness is no more.
I found Malin's lab. It looked like a dungeon. His experiments were brutal.
We learned that too late. He meant well, but his methods grew more barbaric as he went. We finally escaped into the rubble. Eventually, a Solarian team found us. They saved our lives. We were so sick.
I'm sorry none of the other females survived.
I know. The youngest one, Kern, was the last to go. But she knew she would enter the void free of this curse, and then smile when she looked down upon the children of Tachanka. Her spirit will be the midwife to my firstborn.
What do you think of Rex?
When he's not trying to sire half of Tachanka, he's the best thing that's happened to the Krogan. But I won't tell him that. His head's big enough already. Literally.
He's turned into a strong leader.
I know in his heart Rex wants what's best for us. Though not all the other clans see it that way.
Why would the other clans give Rex trouble? You'd think they'd want a better future.
It's not in the nature of our males to cooperate. They've evolved to be selfish. Their only concern is survival. Rex is different. He's a mutant. And that you can tell him.
Do you think Rex will want revenge for the genophage?
Some clans will expect it, but I hope Rex resists. He understands the cycle of violence must end if Krogan are ever to have a voice in galactic politics. Still, he's just one Krogan. If enough clans demand it, he may not be able to stop them.
How's Morden been treating you?
Better than Krogan males do. He's not like a typical Solarian.
No. Organ redundancy results in new period before metaphase. Can't alter that. Damage to telomeres, premature aging.
He does that.
But I sense pain in him too. He told me about his work on the genophage. I should consider him an enemy. Yet I think seeing my sisters and I changed something in him.
Sorry, Vorcha, offspring have an allergy to dairy and...
Well, it wasn't his ear. Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander. I'm glad to see humans treat their women with respect. Your people have placed a lot of responsibility on you.
No more than your people have put on you.
Then maybe we can show the men how it's done.
Deal.
That basically does it for our rounds. You know, I don't think I spotted Cortez down there. Hold on, let me test this. No. I was hoping walking back in would trigger it. I know there's extra dialogue there. Now, where was Cortez? Ah, back over here. Let's just check if he has anything to say.
Sir Kesh certainly offered me a new experience.
What do you mean?
Normally, I'm not one to fly co-pilot, but when an 800-pound Krogan requests to take control of your shuttle, you comply.
Probably wise.
I hope I didn't leave you hanging too long on that last Cerberus raid.
I'm just glad we made it out in one piece.
Been a while since I've seen a dogfight like that. Really missed my trident. ACM isn't really the Kodiak strong suit. Ma'am?
He was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna let Rex take over. Starting to fill these out a little bit more and more. Do I have little Cerberus action figures right there under the light? Got another little picture here in my bathroom. Got an extra statue right here. Feed the fish. Okay. So, we gotta go check out what's going on with the Rachni. And we gotta figure out what's going on with this platoon over here. I think we may do that next. At the same time, I'm a little curious if there's anything new on the Citadel. So if there is, we'll check that out. If not, then we will probably be doing either of these two side missions while waiting for Mordin to work on the cure. Stay tuned.